Most people want to change their entire life overnight. They want the dramatic transformation, the sudden breakthrough, the single moment where everything shifts and they wake up as a completely different person. They watch the highlight reels of successful people, and they see the destination, but they never see the thousands of invisible daily decisions that built it. They want the result without the process. They want the harvest without ever planting a single seed. And that is exactly why most people never change at all. Let me introduce you to the most underestimated idea in the history of human performance. 1%. Not 10%, not 50%, 1 single percent better every single day. It sounds almost embarrassingly small. It sounds like something you would tell a child. But stay with me, because this simple idea, applied with ruthless consistency, is the most powerful force for human transformation that exists on this planet. Here is the mathematics of it, and I want you to actually hear this. If you improve just 1% every single day for 1 full year, you will end up approximately 37 times better than where you started. 37 times, not 37% better, 37 times better. That is not motivation. That is arithmetic. That is what happens when small, consistent effort compounds over time into something that looks, from the outside, like overnight success. There is no overnight success. There is only the accumulation of days that nobody saw. The problem is that 1% feels invisible while you are doing it. You go to the gym and you lift slightly more than yesterday, and nothing feels different. You read 10 pages of a book and you do not feel smarter. You practice your craft for an extra 30 minutes and you cannot see any improvement. And because you cannot see it, because the feedback is not immediate, because the reward does not arrive today, most people stop. They decide it's not working. They decide they are the exception to the rule, the one person for whom slow progress does not apply. So they quit, and they look for something faster, something bigger, something that promises results by Friday, and they stay exactly where they are. I spent years of my life being that person. I wanted the dramatic change, but I was not willing to do the quiet, unglamorous, invisible daily work that change actually requires. I wanted to be fit without the daily suffering of training. I wanted to be mentally tough without deliberately putting myself in uncomfortable situations every single day. I wanted the callous without the friction that creates it. And life gave me exactly what I deserved for that attitude. Nothing. Stagnation, dressed up as waiting for the right moment. The right moment is not coming. The right moment is manufactured, not discovered. You build it 1% at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 decision at a time. Here is what 1% actually looks like in real life. It is waking up 15 minutes earlier than you did yesterday. It is doing 1 more repetition than you did last week. It is reading 1 more page than you read yesterday. It is having 1 hard conversation you've been avoiding for a month. It is drinking 1 less soda, writing 1 more paragraph, making 1 more phone call, spending 15 more minutes on the skill you are trying to build. None of these things feel significant in isolation. All of them together, accumulated over months and years, become unrecognizable transformation. The enemy of the 1% formula is not laziness. Lazy people know they are lazy. The real enemy is impatience. Impatience is the thing that kills more potential than any other force in human life. We live in a world that has trained us to expect instant results. Instant food, instant entertainment, instant communication, instant validation. Everything is available immediately, and so we have lost the muscle of patience. We have lost the ability to trust a process whose results we cannot see today. But nature does not operate on your timeline. A tree does not apologize for taking 20 years to grow. A river does not rush the process of carving a canyon. The most powerful forces in nature are almost always the slowest ones, and they are unstoppable precisely because they are consistent. Water does not force its way through rock. It simply shows up every single day, and over time the rock has no choice but to give way. You need to become water.
Not a hurricane that destroys everything in one dramatic moment and then disappears. Water, consistent, quiet, daily, unstoppable. Let me tell you what happens to your identity when you commit to 1% daily improvement. In the beginning, nothing feels different. You are doing the work, but you do not feel like a different person yet. This is the most dangerous phase because this is where most people quit. They are doing everything right, but the results have not caught up with the effort yet, and it feels like the effort is pointless. Push through this phase. It is not pointless. It is loading. Like a spring being compressed, all that invisible daily work is building pressure that will eventually release into results you cannot yet imagine. Then something shifts. It is not dramatic. It is quiet. You notice that the thing that used to be hard is now easy. The distance that used to destroy you now feels comfortable. The conversation that used to terrify you now feels manageable. The skill that used to frustrate you now flows naturally. And you realize that you are not the same person who started. You did not notice the change happening because it happened 1% at a time. But looking back, the distance between who you were and who you are is enormous.